Good afternoon. Um, this is Integrative Seminar, and what I wanted to do is just walk you through briefly the setup of the course. Most Blackboard courses look the same, but I wanted to just make sure you were aware of all of the sections of the course that impact you. Under Module 0, you'll see instructor introduction and commitment. So this is where I introduce myself and talk a little bit about the course and what it's all about and just some basics and make sure you know how to reach me. Um, this is the syllabus. It says spring 2025, but obviously I'm going to be updating it to fall 2026. What I have students do is a syllabus quiz because the syllabus is an important document. It explains the course, it explains course expectations, it shows you grade determination. It's just a very important document. And additionally, what's very important is that it includes the 9 competencies, the core competencies that we are responsible for according to CSWE. So you'll take just a little syllabus quiz. It's not too long, and I think it's worth 5 points. A little bit more of a description of the course here and what are the expectations? What will you be learning from this course? And the learning objectives will also appear in your course syllabus. Course resource and quick links. So this is about some structural or technical aspects of the course if you have questions. How do you obtain information about getting an IT ticket? I know in the past folks have had problems with getting their computer to work or something else, so that information is in here. Additionally, there's information about, it used to be called Disability Services. Now it's called the Office of Accommodations and Accessibility Services. It provides services for students who have any types of impairment. And you can go to their website, which I list here, to get more information. And then additional resources that you might need are included in this document. In terms of information and requirements, here's where you learn about what you need, what type of a computer you need, what are the prerequisites in terms of what's your standing in the program. For this course, you'll need access to a computer that allows you to do Zoom. So that's going to be important. Information technology criteria are also given here. This is the assignment rubric. So what do the assignments look like in terms of, you're going to have a big assignment called a portfolio at the end. And the assignments really stack up according to the portfolio documents that you need. So as you're completing the weekly portfolio assignments, you're also working on completing your final oral presentation of your portfolio. This is the written demonstration of behaviors rubric. It's worth, I think it's 175 points. It's a major assignment along with the portfolio. So that means the expectation is that you will be familiar with competencies 1 through 9. You'll be familiar with the practice behaviors that go along with each competency, and you'll get more information about that assignment as time goes by. Okay. You'll also have modules, which are the equivalent of weeks. So for each week, you'll have a module. And what I've laid out for each module is you'll know whether or not we'll be meeting in person or will you have strictly online assignments. So naturally for the first week it's in person. And so I go over what it is that we'll cover, um, explaining the assignments, etc. You can look at what the learning objectives are for this week. What is it that we're going to focus on, and how are we going to implement the learning objectives? So that's in person. Online, you'll have more in detail assignments in terms of um, this one evaluating my personal professional identity. So we'll be focused on the manifesto. What does that mean? How is it applicable to your professional journey and your professional growth? You'll see in the introduction to the manifesto video lecture how I discuss and explain that. This one, this is an in-person class where we'll be focused on soft skills. So we'll be looking at different case scenarios and how you would address certain case scenarios. And it's going to be a small group assignment where we break into small groups and then we come back together um, and talk about the experiences and the rationale for the decision that the group made. So as you can see, it continues online, in person, online, in person, online, in person. Um, for each assignment, you'll see that there is, detailed instructions in terms of what it is that you need to do. I'll be clearing this up. And I'll give you more information about that one. I thought I had given you information about that one. Okay. Ethics in your voice is another big one. This is about 50 points. Um, let's see if I can view the instructions. There you go. Okay. So I did put the instructions in. On the student preview, apparently, I have to get at the information in a different way. But you saw how I was able to click on view instructions to get access to that information. So that is another. You have three major assignments. It's the written demonstration of competency, it is the oral portfolio, and it is ethics in our own voice. In a lot of the online assignments, you're going to be expected to upload um, information. Like here, you're going to have to actually do a practice interview, find a volunteer, and set up an interview that you do with questions and all of that type of thing in place. And then you upload it into the um, appropriate assignment. Okay. Here we'll be looking at the LinkedIn accounts. You'll be able to share those with your fellow classmates and get feedback and support on what they look like. Please be aware of the fact that you are expected to attend a professional conference or a workshop that pertains to some aspect of career development. So you'll need, a certificate of attendance of some sort. Here is where you will be presenting your portfolio to the class. It's going to be an oral presentation. It will be on Zoom. You will have, as the instructions indicate in the syllabus, you'll have a PowerPoint presentation that you will do. And then in Module 14, it will be a time to wrap things up. Here is the grade book. I think you guys are familiar with that. Um, this is where you can get your information about the what you did, how you did, all that type of thing, and the results of what you did. So you'll be able to track, just like with your other Blackboard classes, you'll be able to track your grades there. If there are any discussions, they will appear here. Um, and they will also appear, it will be linked to your module so that you can also access them in your module. Announcements are here. If we were to do any groups, which for this class I'm not going to set up any groups, you would be notified of which group you were in here. And then here is where you go back to the content. Oh, and then here's the calendar. Just shows if there's anything due, any assignments, etc., that you're able to keep track of them through the calendar. And I think that is pretty much it. That should be all that you need to know. Um, my information, if you click here, oh, okay. You should be able to click on it and it gives you my information. Course description. So what exactly are you signing up for? We don't do class collaborate, so that's not. And I have done attendance, view a Blackboard off and on. I tend to just have a piece of paper and pen every week and keep track that way. Any information about tools or course supplies, that would be here. Um, we don't use any of these in this class, so there's really no need to, if you want to check them out, that's fine, but no need. Okay, and that is the class.